Hello everybody, Dane here. As you can tell, it is Sushi Wednesday. Yes, Kim and I do have sushi every Wednesday. We go to ShopRite, we get sushi literally $5 off. That's right, $5 off. I can tell you right now, it is a very good deal. We stick with it, and no, we're not gonna keep away from that. Anyway, the reason why we're making this video today is because one of the latest questions I've gotten lately is it possible to dry age meat in a fridge? Well, to be honest with you, I'm not exactly an expert in that, but I have done quite a bit of research in how to do that. And what we've got here is a couple of pieces of meat. They're already in some old paper towel, but we're gonna replace them. We've got a chuck roast and a T-bone, or some people call it a porterhouse. And as you can tell, if you look very closely, you can bring the camera closer. If you look at all this fat here, that's what you want. All good marbling. You definitely want to get a steak with good marbling, good amount of fat to meat ratio, because during the aging process, as this dries, and this is already just starting to dry, I actually just put this in the fridge yesterday, that's going to actually help prevent it from going completely dry like leather and jerky. And you know what's going to happen during the drying process, the aging process, excuse me, is basically you're going to have a very, very, very dry surface, but underneath, if you thinly cut it, the meat's going to be very tender. It's going to be very, you know, basically the tendons and the sinew break down enough to where it doesn't rot, but all that concentration of beef flavor gets fully concentrated into the meat. So what we're gonna do is, this technique, I will tell you right now, it's not the same technique that those fancy steakhouses use for, you know, basically when you go to these fancy steakhouses, they charge you an arm and a leg, you know, for a steak dinner. You're talking 50, 60, 70 bucks. You know, this is not the same technique, but it's close enough. So basically what we've got here is we've got our meat here, and you can, as you can tell, good marbling on it. Same with the other side. Again, good marbling. And what we're gonna do, very simply, is just take some paper towel, and we're just gonna wrap this meat up. Now we're gonna wrap them separately because we want to keep the meat to where it'll dry naturally. This is, again, this is not, you know, what those steakhouses do, but this does work. I actually tried this with venison. The venison did come out dry, so it wasn't exactly, you know, because venison has like no fat in it, but beef, different story. So we're gonna try this method. And also, one thing I will say too, some people when they do this technique, they don't just put it in the fridge in paper towel, but they also, if I can take this off, they also put a little blanket of Himalayan pink salt. Like if you go to those steakhouses, they do that. So we're gonna actually put some Himalayan pink salt on the bottom, and what that's gonna do is draw the moisture out. So that way, as this ages, no moisture is gonna accumulate, and it's not gonna get any, you know, fungus or anything like that. Just pure dry aged meat. So we got a nice layer of nice bed of Himalayan pink salt, if you can see there. And that's just gonna draw the moisture out. So we're gonna put that back on the rack. Now this will take up room in a fridge, so you want to be sure that you have spare room in your fridge. If you don't think that you have room in your fridge to do this, that's okay. You could just not do this technique, and your meat will still be just as fine. But anyway, this is a completely optional technique. You know, some people, you know, want to go this route and, you know, try to improve the flavor of their beef, and that's probably all right, you know. I mean, to be frank with you, there's really, the hardest part about this technique in general is just keeping an ambient temperature in the fridge. Like, the temperature is key. The longer you age this, the greater the risk, because something could go wrong, especially if you're using a fridge like this one. Like, we only have one fridge in this little apartment of ours. So if we constantly open and close it, the temperature is gonna, get higher and higher. But the less that we open it, the temperature stays constant. So we wrapped our meat up. So now we're gonna put it in the fridge and just we'll check on it every day. But again, we're not gonna check on it too often because we just want to let them go. And we'll check on it in about a week. But yeah, basically that's it to dry aging your beef at home. And so we'll get back to you in about a week.